What's up guys, welcome to Scotty Thoughts. Today I want to tell you the story about how I had a collapsed lung. So in May 2014, I was brought into the hospital with a collapsed lung, and this was on a Wednesday. Now my lung collapsed on the Tuesday, but I was home from school because I was finishing off a 5-day suspension. I kind of got suspended a lot when I was in school. Now I remember the exact time that my lung collapsed. I was taking a shower, I was finishing up in the shower, I went to reach for a towel like this, and I felt like someone stabbed me in the back right here. And it just felt like a badly pulled muscle, so I thought I just pulled a muscle. So I dry off, go lay in bed, and I was watching Netflix, but I couldn't get comfortable. It hurt, I was short of breath, I just thought pulled my muscle pretty badly if I'm short of breath, and I just couldn't get comfortable no matter which way I laid. Later on in the day, I go to my buddy's house to pick up some weed and smoke a few poppers. For those of you who don't know what a popper is, it's where you put tobacco in before you put your weed in a bowl and then you smoke that. Well, in Southern Ontario, Canada, that's what we call them. So oddly enough, it didn't hurt actually smoking a popper. For some reason, it just did not hurt. So anyway, I go back home and I spend the night. I couldn't sleep that night because, like I said, I couldn't get comfortable. And then in the morning, I get up to go to school. I start walking up the stairs. And about halfway up the stairs, I had to stop and catch my breath. That's when my mom said she was calling the doctor to get an appointment. So I went to school. Now, this is probably the best day of school I ever had if it didn't end up with me going to the hospital at the end. So I arrive at school and I'm walking around like this is the position that I had to hold my arm in and everything. I don't know why. Must have had my lung in some sort of position that it didn't hurt and it was comfortable for me to just do this. So I was walking around doing this. And when we get to school, our bus got there enough time for us to go and do stuff before school actually started. So we go smoke a couple poppers. So went smoke a couple poppers before school. Went back to the school, and then I had foods class, which we made these awesome Caesar chicken wraps and are so good. And I had 2 wraps, and then my doctor's appointment was right after foods class. So I went to the doctor's. They told me to go get an x-ray because you couldn't tell if it was a collapsed lung or a pulled muscle. Apparently a doctor can't tell. So I was driven back to school, and at this point I missed English class. So now it was time for lunch. So I made it a time just to go on lunch, which is awesome to me. So I went, and then at lunchtime, what did we do? We go and smoke poppers. So I went and smoked more poppers. So I've smoked 3 times while my lung was collapsed, and I spent 24 hours with a collapsed lung. After lunch, I'm headed back to school. I'm walking with my best friend, and I look down and see a text from my mom, and it says, "Get your stuff, go to the office, the doctor almost sent an ambulance for you." And that's all she said. So I'm looking down, look over at my buddy, what's wrong with me, man? I was scared. So my mom shows up, we go to the hospital, and they took me in right away. And the weirdest thing, I think, is they have these, it's like a hospital-style box opener. That's the knife that they use to cut me open. That was, the weirdest part. But anyway, basically what happens when a collapsed lung is your lung's inside, a cavity. So if there is a hole in your lung, all the air releases into that cavity. So it's kind of like a balloon inside a container. You're inflating the balloon, exhaling the balloon, inhaling the balloon. And then if the balloon pops, all of the air is going to go into that container. So then the air will be pushing down on the balloon, and the balloon can't inflate. So that's basically what my lung was doing. They had to pump out air. I think they pumped up 1 point something liters of air or something like that. I'm not too sure on the number. But yeah, I spent about a week or 2 in the hospital with tubes and stuff attached to me. It was an experience for sure. And I was drugged up the whole time. And once they gave me gravel the one day because I was feeling kind of sick. And I do not go well with gravel. Here's a picture of me with I was spinning. The world was spinning around me. Do you have any injury stories? Do you have any topics you want me to cover or any questions you want me to answer? I'd love to know. Comment below. And if you like this video, hit that like button, share with a friend, and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Also, do you want 20% off at California Apparel? Use this code right here. They have awesome gear to show off to your friends this summer. I'm Scotty M. Peace out.